Greetings, fellow visitors. This is Upgrade Terminal, a Star of Providence fancast. I'm Malachi.
And I'm Nick. Welcome back to the facility.
Nick, we've gathered to celebrate some birthdays.
2 of them, at least.
Yes. Well, you just celebrated yours recently.
That
Now we've
was
got.
like a month ago.
Oh well, it it doesn't feel that long ago to me. Time is moving too
I
quickly.
can assure you I'm quite confident about that.
Yeah, I trust you. But the first birthday is this podcast. Yay!
And the birthday of this podcast has not coincidentally coincided with the birthday, as it were, of Star of Providence. So,
Yes.
Star of Providence released the 7th of June, 2017. That's 7 years ago to the day where this is released. Star of Providence was released on Steam and unleashed into the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, born in the Valve Hospital to the proud parents, the collective Team D13.
Sure. Sure, let's go with that metaphor.
But I mean, as super fans of the game, this is the birthday of Star of Providence is something that we celebrate. You know.
Mm-hmm. And there's various ways in which we can celebrate it. I know one year I celebrated by just doing one stream of the game every single day, doing speed runs, because that's just what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, well, so we're recording this the evening of the 6th.
Yeah. The June 7th is mere hours away.
Or, depending on where you are, it's already there.
Yeah, for those of you in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I am of the opinion that, because at this moment in time, we don't entirely know what's going to happen, if anything, but I like the opinion that whatever happens, we should still, like us community members, just do something together. Just celebrate it in our own way. Let us not just be waiting for news from the developers. Let's just get together and just use the day as an excuse to have some good times together.
I completely agree. We should shout out whoever mentioned that onto the server. Who was that?
Doom Man.
Yeah, Doom Man. Yes, this sentiment was shared by Doom Man. Nick agrees. I agree. And if you don't have time to do a stream or to do anything on the server, you know what? It's fine. Just take a moment, find a nice quiet place, and offer up a prayer in your heart that the update will come out in 2024. Please, let's make that happen. Let's manifest this in the world.
As I have to say, I know people know that I'm a beta tester, and I'm still very pessimistic about anything happening soon.
Mm-hmm.
I know that devs are working on some things, but my expectations are very tempered.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that because it helps me temper my expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? Who knows how much longer we'll be waiting for the update or an update on the update. But having the podcast as an outlet for the last year has been awesome
Mm-hmm.
for me. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, Nick, but I think you've mostly enjoyed it as well.
I have indeed. And one thing I do want to say that, if memory serves, I did not sufficiently emphasize when we did the New Year's introspective.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the reasons why I've been enjoying the podcast so long is because it has, in my mind, been an excellent way to sit down and get together with community members. Now, these are people that I see on the Discord, some every day, some every week, and some perhaps a couple times a month,
Mm-hmm.
and they are a familiar presence on my screen. But getting together with them for like an hour, sitting down, talking about this passion that we share,
Hmm.
and sort of getting to know the breadth of the community, or at least some prominent members of the community, has been really wonderful and has helped helped me f- helped me consider the community a kind of a place where I have friends, or at least good people that I can share good times with.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think it's easy to say what my favorite thing about the podcast has been, and it's talking to people, talking to members of the community. When I read Discord messages, I do hear voices in my head, right? I'm hearing the voice as I'm reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Actually sitting down and talking with members of the community has made them, one, I actually get to hear their voices, and it's made them more real and more tangible.
Mm-hmm.
They've become something more than just a,
More than just a construct in your mind, but a
yes,
real person with a lot more depth to them, so much more than we get to see or infer from their words on a screen.
yeah,
Like fully fledged human beings who come from all sorts of places and have all sorts of opinions and things to talk about.
yeah. And so, as we continue to make the podcast, which is something we're definitely going to do, um, we hope to continue talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are someone in the community who has a Star of Providence story you want to tell, reach out to us because, we would love to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. And I know that our podcast is a very niche thing. We're
Extremely
fully
niche.
aware that we're doing this mostly for ourselves, and at points it does seem like just an excuse to hang out with people. And to some extent it is, but we're having fun with it. It's a creative outlet of some kind.
Yeah.
And, we're still interested in continuing it in whichever way we end up doing it.
Well, I was going to say, despite all expectations, we do have listeners.
A few.
Yeah, we do have a few listeners. And want to take a moment to thank you all.
Mm-hmm.
I learned when I visited my family recently, I learned that my dad and my brother listen to this podcast. My dad has never played Star of Providence and probably couldn't pick the game out from a lineup.
Mm-hmm.
My brother has played it and beat it, but yeah, I
Nice.
was I was happy to learn that they listened to it. Even though I'm like, Dad, how could this podcast be interesting to you? But you know, what
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna do?
And I do want to emphasize something. Like,
Hmm.
I think I'm fairly confident that we do have a few listeners in
Hmm.
our community, and it's fine to be a lurker. Like, obviously, I would like to hear, but I understand that some people just like to lurk, and that's totally fine. I do the same in a lot of podcasts and streams. Don't worry, I'm there with you.
That is common. Yeah, no problem with lurkers at all. But to all of the listeners, you listening right now, thank you,
Thank you very much.
and we will see you as we continue forward podcasting about Star Providence.
And be, and if something interesting did indeed happen on the 7th, we may be talking about it soon. We will see.
We will see. Regardless, we'll be around, and we hope to see you all around as well.
Mm-hmm. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.